My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the Holy Word of God of 23rd March 2023. The pivot testimony trustworthy. The indicative of our reflection, God constantly testifies to us of His abiding love and mercy. If only we are open, we can see and experience. There are so many testimonies that bear witness to Jesus as the Son of God and Messiah. They attest that He is one with the Father and does the works of the Father. They are, namely, John the Baptist, Jesus' own works, the Father Himself, the Scriptures, and Moses. But the Jews failed to recognize and accept Jesus' identity. They refused to believe in Him despite all the testimonies. The reasons are plenty. Their ancestors too were no different. They became depraved. They were ungrateful. They turned aside from the way pointed out by God. They became stiff-necked. They would not heed God's cautions and admonitions. They would not mind His counsel and guidance. They turned disloyal, falling to false gods. They substitute the worship of a true God with the idol worship. Similarly, the unbelieving Jews of Jesus' time too were totally closed and stubborn in their hardness of heart. They had no love of God in them. They sought human praise and not from God. They sought their own glory and not God's. It is really sad that the Jews who claim to revere, believe, and follow Jesus, follow Moses, do not follow him in reality. If only they believe Moses, then they should remember how magnanimously he pleaded on their behalf for God's mercy, lest his wrath would kindle against them and destroy them. And Jesus is the new Moses. He is always pleading to God on the behalf of the people, and He is always leading them on God's way. But they would not recognize it. And now the imperative for our life. There are numerous witnesses that constantly testify to us God's unfailing love and mercy and benevolence for us, and His unceasing, mighty interventions in our life. Let us not be obstinate. Let us see and live.